up, everyone? It's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and I'm joined by my good friend Meghan Markle for Royal Clubhouse Live. For those watching on the replay, we are live with Royal Clubhouse every Friday, 7 o'clock UK time, 2 o'clock Eastern. So you guys know when to catch us live if you're watching on the replay right now. But yes, we are going to be discussing the Royal Zeros of the week. I've got my pick. Meghan's Mole's got hers. We'll start with you, Meghan's Mole. Who is your Royal Zero of the week and why?
Our favorite ginger, our favorite Elizabeth Arden cream-coated Todger Prince. Prince Harry is my zero of the week. This man used to be loved by all the people around the world. He used to be respected. He used to have a seat at the state banquet dinners. And now he has given all that up to allow a failed ex-cable TV mattress actress pretend to be the royal superstar that she is in her brain. Harry is a moron. Harry should have been removed from the line of succession after he wrote about wanting to take out his own father in Spare, but just spared him at the last moment and instead obliterated a barn. Harry has shown himself to be a snake. He's shown himself to be a liar and to be a security threat to the royal family. I hope they cut them off, and I hope that Harry goes and lives in the chicken coop that he deserves because he picked that and he made his bed. He needs to lay in it.
Whoo! Well, some very strong words from Meghan's Mole. And this is the thing with Prince Hazard, yeah. It looks like he may actually become a zero because the reports are coming through that he risks being removed from the line of succession. But not only him, but Archie and Lilibet as well. And so, due to his permanent residence outside of the UK and because he's not doing any official royal duties, his position as fifth in line to the throne and Archie and Lilibet's sixth and seventh in line to the throne is actually now allegedly in danger. And so we know that the family summit, the Royal Family Summit in Balmoral is happening at the moment. And one of the things that they're allegedly discussing is the option of actually taking the titles away from Hazard and Megxit, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. But it's not only that apparently they're discussing, they're also apparently discussing Hazard, Archie and Lilibet's place in the line of succession. And so a source is saying that the order of succession can be altered by statute if a member of the royal family permanently resides outside the UK and no longer undertakes royal duties. If that were to happen, Harry's children could also be removed from the line of succession. Now, there is precedent for this in terms of the line of succession being altered over the years, where as a result, people have been taken out of the line of succession, people have moved up, moved down, left, right, and centre. With this news coming out that at Balmoral, at the family summit, the royals could also be discussing Hazard, Archie and Lilibet's place in the line of succession. Firstly, do you believe those discussions are taking place? If so, why? If not, why? Meghan's Mole?
I hope those discussions are being taken place, and I don't know why this is taking so long. If I was King Charles, when Harry and Meghan first decided to Megxit back in 2019, after the Queen gave them that whole 1 year grace period, and they still got their allowance from King Charles, which was 4.5 million pounds during that time, when they decided in March of 2020 that they didn't want to come back to the royal family, everything should have been put in abeyance at that time. You don't want to be a royal working member. You said you want to be a private citizen. You want your children to be private, as they mentioned, right? So everything should have gone into abeyance then. And that's what I think. Like, put Harry's titles, Prince titles into abeyance and take the children out of the line of succession until those children are proven that they were born of Meghan's body. Take them out of the line of succession. Who has ever heard, Steph? Like, tell me this. Am I crazy? Who has ever heard of an American born child that no one in the royal family has ever seen within the British line of succession and titled as a princess?
You got me there.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's wild. It's like, how do you an American in the British line of succession and nobody even knows that she exists? I mean, they say that Harry and Meghan sent over a letter that shows that, oh, she was born, whatever. But these are two people that have shown us they will lie in a high court. Like these two are liars. So why would you take some document that they sent over and just like the people want answers, I think, and they deserve the answers.
I would agree with that. We do have Robert Blackburn, a professor of constitutional law at King's College London, saying that although living abroad does not equally then assume that he's then disqualified from actually becoming king or having his place in the line of succession, he could still be removed by an act of parliament. So he says here, like Edward VIII, Prince Harry does not wish to perform the role of royalty expected of him and has withdrawn to live abroad. Presumably, therefore, Prince Harry would be agreeable to abdicate his place in succession if for any reason this became an issue in royal affairs being legislated upon. No, he would not be agreeable whatsoever. Megsy definitely would not be agreeable whatsoever to that. She would try and stop that in every single way possible. So he says, several acts of parliament have changed the law on succession or imposed conditions. So from what I said earlier on, this is not out of the blue. There have been legal changes to the line of succession before that has taken people out, moved people down, moved people up. But he adds that for a measure like this, it's customary for the British government to take the initiative and introduce the bill, not King Charles. And so I have reported over the years that, there have been a couple of politicians in the UK that have tried to introduce bills into Parliament to get them passed to at least try and get Hazard and Meg's titles removed. The removal of titles bill is the one that springs to mind for me, which is now, it looks like it's freaking dead in the water. Um, but
Doesn't it
to
feel like we're getting ping pong back and forth constantly, Steph, and not getting a straight answer? I mean, how long has this has been going on now? And we hear from Parliament, oh, King Charles has to start something. And it's like ping pong back over, oh, Parliament has to do something. And then it's like ping pong back over, King Charles has to. So what can King Charles do as the king then? What special like powers does he have then? Then does he get to not do anything at all? He just, is it that easy for the royal family to just be like, oh, here, you can have titles, but then taking them away when you have shown many times that you're treasonous? You can't just take them away. It's like pulling teeth when it comes to taking them away. It's weird.
It is weird. It is very strange. I think part of the reason why I think King Charles is not taking the titles away is because it would create a lot of stress for him, a lot of stress that he can't really afford to take on at the moment, given his health situation. I think that this is the rumblings and the beginnings of getting the UK public ready for when it actually happens. For when
Mhm.
Hazard and Megsy do get their titles removed and Hazard, Lilibet and Archie are removed from the line of succession. But I don't think it's going to be King Charles who's going to do that. I think it's going to be King
Mhm.
William, because the
Can I
reports are
ask?
coming through that he will not allow Harry back in any way, shape, or form. Prince William is
Yeah.
done with that ginger traitor, right? So
Mhm.
I think that when King William ascends to the throne, and I presume he'll be named, he'll keep his first name as King William. He's going to be the one that drops the hammer, and not King Charles. What do you think to that? Do you agree? Disagree?
I feel bad for William that he has to deal with it. I feel like William has had to deal with Harry his entire life and constantly like looking out for him and everything. Like it would be nice if the demon seed that came from Charles's balls would deal with it himself. Charles should be the one that deals with it. It's not William who produced Harry, it was Charles who produced Harry. I mean, it doesn't make sense for it to be left to for Prince William because think about it, Steph. What if we don't know how much damage Harry and Meghan will do until it's time for King William to step up? We don't know. Like King Charles maybe he might live like another 10 years before King William steps up. So is he just going to allow Harry and Meghan to go on like this? Cuz people are turning their backs on the monarchy because of this, because there's no reaction or nothing's being done about Harry and Meghan. One question I want to ask you.
Mm.
When Harry and Meghan were removed off of the royal website,
Yeah.
how did that make you feel?
Oh, I was
Yeah,
like, yes. For like a split moment, because they were quickly put back on.
30 minutes. For 30
Yeah.
minutes. How did you feel in that 30 minutes?
I was like, yes, King Charles, get in, mate. Get it done. Remove them. Yes. I was ecstatic. I was like, finally.
Everyone was excited, Steph.
Mm.
Everyone was happy about it. So why wouldn't like, and then when everyone saw that they were put back on the site, everyone was disappointed. So if shouldn't that be a signal to Charles, like, look, this is what the people want. Just a stroke of his quill pen and his fancy calligraphy, he can put those titles into abeyance. Because look at how happy the people and the public were when they were just removed from the site. You even said it just now. Everyone was ecstatic. You were happy. Charles could
Oh,
deal
cock a
with this
hoop.
easily, and I wish that he wouldn't leave it for William. It's not fair for William to have to deal with his brother and swing the axe on his brother.
I definitely agree with that. I just don't think that King Charles has the mental strength to be able to deal with that at the moment with his own health issues. Maybe, you know, when his health issues get better, maybe we might see King Charles swinging the axe, potentially. But at the moment, I don't see it. But I do see, you know, rumours at the very least of apparently, you know, these discussions taking place of removing the titles, removing them from line of succession, this, that, and the other, as a very positive step forward. That they are listening to the general consensus of the public in terms of the gruesome twosome and what the general public think in terms of them having these titles and being in the line of succession. So it definitely is also a positive indicator that they are in touch with the general consensus of the gruesome twosome with their titles and the line of succession. Now, moving on to very swiftly my pick of the week, it is, Meghan Markle. And Meghan Markle, definitely for me, Royal Zero of the week, courtesy of Netflix and Victoria Beckham. Yeah, so in the most posh news ever, Victoria Beckham documentary series has been announced and it's now in production. And yeah, I do not remember any announcement from Netflix doing this when Megxie announced that she was going to be doing her cooking friendship show, this, that, and the other for Netflix. Netflix didn't do this announcement. So yet again, Megxie being beat by her arch nemesis, Victoria Beckham, time and time again. This is just so sweet. It makes her an absolute zero, like just not relevant whatsoever in comparison to actual relevant celebrities and A-listers such as Victoria Beckham.
I swear I heard the screeches from Montecito when it happened, when this news dropped. I heard a whole bunch of plates crashing too and a muffled.
Do you know what? I still hear them right now. But this is a stroke of genius because this is in the same week that I did a video on this earlier on this week, guys, where to me, you know, Megxie in Colombia, she was wearing a Victoria Beckham shirt, a brown shirt with the brown pants, and it was just sweaty. She was sweating through the clothing. And to me, it's like, hang on a minute. A designer does not want their clothes blasted all over the world media and it's all sweaty. It's not like sweating these clothes, this is why you buy them kind of situation at like $1,500 a pop for a t-shirt or whatever, this, that and the other. Like, I think Megxie made Victoria Beckham totally cringe when those pictures came out and she was sweating through that Victoria Beckham shirt.
You would think she would learn her lesson after the first time at Canada House where she was a sweaty mess. But I honestly, Steph, like, in what world? Because I heard that this was Megan's way of like extending an olive branch to Victoria by wearing one of her shirts after that whole falling out that they had. Number one, there's no more branches left on the olive tree, okay? Leave the poor olive tree alone. There's no more branches. And number two, only a moron would think that wearing someone's shirt to an event after you basically accuse them of selling stories would smooth everything over. That's something someone like the age of 10, no offense to 10-year-olds, would think. Oh, if I wear my best friend's shirt, we can be besties again and nothing, we'll be all okay again. I mean, it just adds to her level of delusion, let's be honest.
But it made me really angry how the media was trying to spin it. Turning round and saying, quite literally, Meghan Markle wearing pal Victoria Beckham's shirt or something along these lines. Wake up, mainstream media. They're not pals. They're not
Mhm.
pals whatsoever.
Yeah.
Victoria Beckham and David Beckham were invited to the wedding. But guess what? Who wasn't invited to their eldest son's wedding?
Oh,
Brooklyn
those two, of
Beckham to
course.
Nicola Peltz a few years ago.
Mhm.
They're not
Yeah.
pals. They've fallen out. And for good reason as well, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
Well, this is the same thing Megan used to do when she was climbing up the greasy pole of stardom, right? She would constantly attach her name to bigger stars to seem like she was still in goods with them. That's her way of riding coattails. This is how she does it, by connecting her name to people that are more famous than her. She's just a leech. Let's be honest. She's just a huge leech.
Time and time again, patterns keep repeating. I just wonder
Yeah.
why. But yeah, with that being said, that is my pick for Royal Zero of the week. There has been a poll in the live chat whilst we've been chatting. Let's end that now and see where we are at. Let's have a gander. Hey, so I finally won one, guys. It's the first time. Who is your Royal Zero of the week? Prince Harry at 26%, very respectable. Megsy, 73%. So you have deemed Meghan Markle your Royal Zero of the week. Everyone watching on the live, stay exactly where you are. We are not done with you yet. But if you appreciated what came out of Meghan's mole's gob, and you definitely did, you guys. You voted for her. Then do make sure you head on over to her YouTube channel, Meghan's Mole. Meghan's Mole, when they come over to your channel, what are they to expect?
A whole bunch of fun content about Harry and Meghan, and it's not sugar coated, and we just have a lot to laugh. But yeah, they should come over and listen to what I have to say about the dimwits of Montecito.
The dimwits of Montecito. Love it. Love it. I love how you've got away with words, I'm just saying. Did you actually come up with PhD of moon bumpology yourself? I assume so.
How did that come about? I forget. Someone had mentioned it. No, I can't take credit for it. I forget who it was, but someone had mentioned it like, Mole, you deserve a PhD in moon bumpology, and it's just stuck ever since. So I can't take credit for it. I can't remember who originally came up with it, but yeah, full credit to that person.
Fair play. And if you appreciated what came out of my gob, then do make sure whether you're watching live or on the replay, you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like I said, for those watching on the live, stay exactly where you are. We are not done with you yet. For those watching on the replay, who was your Royal Zero of the week, Meghan Markle or Prince Harry? Let me know in the comments down below. And for those watching on the replay, here are some videos that you may want to clickety click, clickety click.